Dear student, in this lecture video, we studied about the interconnection of power system. This topic comes under the continuation of substations. In this lecture video, under this topic, that is interconnection of power stations, we studied about the definition of interconnection of power stations and what are the advantages of interconnection of power stations, and then consider base load and peak load. Under these two loads, what are the function of interconnection of the power system, and then what are the coordination of the different power system based on the load. All those things we studied in this lecture video. First, we studied about the definition of interconnection of power stations, or that means the another name is interconnected grid system. That means the connection of various generating stations in parallel. That means the various generating stations are connected in parallel is called interconnection of power stations or interconnected grid system. That means more than one generating station is connected. That is called as the interconnection. Okay. Now in the interconnection of power station, that means we study about the concept of base load and peak load. First, base load. Okay. So the load can be varied during the day, or that means week or month or year, whatever may be. Okay, so what is the definition of base load? The unvarying load or the fixed load which occurs almost whole the day on the power plant is called the base load. Okay, and because from morning 6 a.m. to next 6 a.m. that means the load should be fixed one or unvaried only. Such type of load only is called as the base load. But it is throughout the day. We are considering the daily load curve only. Okay, then the power plant, that means which are working as base load, which is capable of working continuously for a long period. This is the advantages of base load. Okay, then now you see the graph. Okay, this diagram we can draw load demand versus time. Okay, time in x-axis, the hours, the unit is hours, the load demand in either in kilowatt or megawatt. Okay, now you see this is the base load. Okay, this is the peak load. We have to, from the daily load curve means what? Load versus time is called as the load curve. Load represented in terms of kilowatt or megawatt, time represented in terms of hours. So therefore base load and peak load is there. This is the daily load curve. This is the daily load curve shape. From this range we can found peak load and base load. Already we studied what is the definition of base load. Now peak load. So the peak load is definition is various peak demands of the load over and above the base load of the power plant only is called as the peak load. Is called as the peak load. You see here base load is there, above only peak load is there. Here what is the definition? That means the various peak demand of the load over or above the base load only is called as the peak load. Okay, by the interconnection of the various power stations, various thermal, hydroelectric, diesel, nuclear, this is the various types of power station. Some power stations will supply base load, and then some power stations will supply the peak load. Okay, some station only supply base load, some stations supply only base load. Okay, so this is the performance of base load and peak load which is found from the daily load curve of the different types of the power station. So here you see the second diagram, this is the first diagram. Second diagram you see load in y axis, time in x axis. You see the shaded portion only is called as the base load. Okay, this is nothing but the peak load. So that is this dotted line is the peak load. So therefore the peak load above the base load only is there, or the over the base load also is called as a peak load, which is easily understand from the load curve. Now you see this circuit diagram, that means represents the coordination of operation of the different power stations. What are the different power stations? Gas power plant, diesel power plant, pumped storage power plant, nuclear power plant also is there. So the x-axis is a percentage of the year, y-axis is a percentage of the load. This is the shape of the curve only. Okay, you see the percentage of load 0 to 100. Okay, the first one is the run of river power plant. Okay, this is comes under hydroelectric power plant. Then you see next is the nuclear power plant. Next hydroelectric power plant. Then next thermal power plant. Then again hydroelectric power plant with storage capacity. The final, this is the peak load plant. You see this is the arrow mark. So therefore what is the coordination of that mean the run of river base, nuclear also base, again the hydraulic also base, thermal also, this is also some base load, then hydropower, then this is the peak only. Okay, so therefore this is the coordination of the, I told in the previous slide, some power stations supply base load, some power stations supply that means peak load. This is clearly understand from this graph only. So from the graph length, what you have to understand, that means you see the power plant working as a base load. Suppose working as a base load means the power plant should be capable of working continuously long period. This is the one advantages, and then low operating cost another advantages, and then the repair should be economical and then speedy only. This is the advantages of base load power plants. If peak load power plants, that means capable of quick start, fast synchronization. Synchronization means parallel operation, and then quick taking of load and fast response to load variation. This is the advantages of peak load power plant. The nuclear power plant employed as a base load only. We see the previous and all. You see here and all what? This is the nuclear power plant. Okay, nuclear power plant. So the nuclear power plant can be used as a peak is used as a base load power plant only. The hydroelectric power plant serves as both base load as peak load. Now you see the diagram. Okay, hydroelectric power plant. Okay, the run of river power plant also is a hydroelectric power plant. Hydroelectric power plant with ample storage. This is also, this is used, this hydroelectric power plant is used as a base load. But you see here hydro power plant with limited storage capacity or peak load power plant. This is peak load power plant is one of the type of the hydroelectric power plant. Okay, depending upon the load, the hydroelectric power plant classified as base load and peak load. So therefore the hydroelectric power plant, that means can be used both, that means base load power plant and then as well as the peak load power plant. The diesel power plant and then the gas power plant, pumped storage power plant are used as a peak load power plant. Now you see diesel, gas, pumped storage. Now you see the diagram. Okay, this is the thermal. Okay, so that is above one only gas, diesel, pumped storage. All the three power plants is known as the peak load power plants. The hydroelectric power plant employed as if base load power plant means, suppose base load power plant means the capital cost is high, because that means what, whenever the water is not available, then the hydro power plant work as the peak load. This is the difference between the base load hydro power plant and the peak load hydroelectric power plant. Now we studied about the advantages and disadvantages of interconnection of power system. The first one is exchange of peak load. This is the first advantage. That means the peak load of the power station can be exchanged. If the load curve of the power station shows peak demand, means it is greater than the rated capacity, and then the excess load can be shared by other station interconnected, because this is station 1, this is station 2, this is station 3, mean all are interconnected, means if the load, that means exceed, means okay, the other stations, that means for example, if the power station 1 and all the load, that means increased, means that is what happened, that means the other two are all shared. That's why I am telling the excess load can be shared by the other stations interconnected other stations. This is the advantages. Second one is use of older power plant. That means the interconnected power plant, that means makes it possible to use the older, so therefore the less efficient power plant to carry the peak load of the short durations. And also the interconnected power system gives a direct key to use the absolute plants. Okay, suppose the new power plant is interconnected with the old power plant, means the new power plant will take the peak load. This is the use of older power plant. This is the second advantages. What is the third advantages is ensures economical operation. How? That means the load sharing among the station is arranged in a way, that means the more efficient station work continuously throughout the year at a high load factor, the less efficient plant work for peak load hours only. Okay, this is the economical operation. That means for peak load hours, less efficient power plant only is used. Okay, but the throughout the year, the more efficient power plant only works continuously throughout the year, but at a very high load factor only. This is the another advantages of interconnection of substations, that is the power stations. Then next, increases diversity factor. That means the load curve of different interconnected power system are generally different, because different types of power stations are interconnected. And then what is the result? The maximum demand on the system is reduced as compared to the sum of the individual maximum demand on different stations. For example, the hydroelectric power plant and the thermal power plant both are interconnected. Okay, so the maximum demand is 100 megawatt. The 100 megawatt only that meet that means the hydroelectric power plant and then the thermal both are interconnected. The interconnected hydrothermal power plant only meet the maximum load demand 100 megawatt. But individually, that means the hydroelectric power plant may be 70 megawatt and then the thermal power plant may be 30 megawatt. Total together 100 megawatt. We never consider that the individual one. We consider only the maximum demand only. So therefore the hydrothermal integrated power plant or interconnected power plant only is used to meet our maximum load demand 100 megawatt. Are you clear? Then the diversity factor of the system is improved because increasing the effective capacity of the system. This is the another advantages of interconnection of power system. Okay, then next, reduces the plant reserve capacity. Reserve capacity is nothing but installed capacity minus generating capacity. For example, installed capacity is equal to 100 megawatt, but actually the generating capacity is 90 megawatt, means 100 megawatt minus 90 megawatt is known as the reserve capacity. So every power plant is required to have the standby unit for emergency conditions. Okay, standby unit is required like a spare. When the several power stations are connected in parallel or synchronized, the reserve capacity of the interconnected power system is reduced only. So therefore increases the efficiency of the power system. This is the advantages. Okay, so the reserve capacity reduces but efficiency increases. The next increases the reliability of the power supply. How? That means the interconnected power system increases the reliability. For example, here that is the power system 1, power system 2, power system 3, power system 4. Okay, both are interconnected. Okay, suppose the problem or occurs in the 3 power system, means the remaining 1, 2, 4, this power that means power system, that means share the load. When there is no, that means continuity of the power supply interrupted. That is the reliability. Reliability means what? We have to maintain the frequency, maintain the voltage. We can get reliable operation from the power system. And then next, that means without interruption of the power supply. Then only that is called as our power system is a reliability. So we have to, the reliability increases due to interconnection of the power system. Then another, that I told the major breakdown occur in one station also, the continuity of the power supply is not affected. Another the healthy, other healthy stations to share our meet our demand. Okay, so this is the advantages of interconnection of a power system. Dear students, I hope in this lecture video you understood, that means what is the definition of interconnection of power stations, and then what is the operation of the interconnection based on the base load and peak load, and then the coordination of the coordination of different power systems, okay, which are interconnected from the diagram only. And then what are the advantages of interconnection of power systems. Thank you student for watching this video.